Welcome to the deep dive. This is where we take materials you send us, dig in, and really pull out the core insights.
Yeah, the surprising bits, the things that make you go, huh. Basically, saving you the legwork.
Think of it as a shortcut to getting informed without, drowning in information.
Intellectual rocket fuel, maybe. We distill, we analyze. The goal is you walk away feeling much more clued in.
So today we're getting into excerpts from English shadowing practice.
Now that might sound like basic language learning stuff.
Right, but our focus is a bit sharper. We're following the story of Emily, a young woman in Japan learning English.
And it's not just about, grammar rules or vocab lists.
No, it's really a story about tackling that fear, that self-doubt, finding your voice, and how consistent effort makes such a difference.
Exactly. The source is narrative, which gives us this really personal, relatable window into these bigger ideas. Confidence, persistence.
Have you ever had that feeling? Trying to speak a new language, or maybe something else entirely, and you just freeze?
That hesitation, yeah, where your confidence just seems to evaporate.
Because that's exactly where Emily starts. And I bet a lot of you listening have felt something similar.
It really sets the stage. It's a very human place to begin this journey.
Okay, so picture this.
Yeah.
A quiet cafe. Emily's there. She's 24, small town in Japan.
She looks like she's reading, but really she's listening.
Listening to these two people nearby, chatting away in English. Effortlessly, it seems to her.
And the sound of it, the source says it was like music to her. It sparked this real longing.
She even writes in her notebook, I want to speak English without being afraid. Simple, but powerful.
And what's interesting is she's always liked English. The sounds, the words.
But actually speaking it, total freeze up. Words vanish. Voice gets shaky.
It's a classic language learner problem, that paralysis.
Yeah, and we get this snapshot of her school days.
Right, apparently excelling in written English, top marks and everything.
But completely silent when it came to actually speaking in class.
Just won't say a word. Her teacher even commented on it.
Said something like, Emily, your writing is excellent, but why the silence?
And she just smiled. Said nothing. It really shows that gap, doesn't it?
Between knowing about English and, actually using it.
It's a key difference. Passive knowledge versus the active skill of speaking. Two different things.
Before this cafe moment, her life was pretty routine.
Worked in a bookstore, lived with her cat, Momo.
Watched English movies, dreamed about visiting London someday.
But it felt distant, like a fantasy almost.
So she's absorbing the language passively, but not really engaging with it actively.
Until that cafe encounter, seeing that confidence, it just clicked.
She makes a decision right then. She's going to face this fear, speak English every single day.
So the next morning, she does what we all do, hits the internet.
Searches how to speak English fluently.
And gets the usual advice, right? Talk to natives, take a class, find a language partner.
Standard stuff. But then she sees this other term, shadowing.
Yeah, this is where it gets interesting. She finds a video explaining it.
And the idea is basically you listen to English and repeat it instantly.
Like an echo, but faster. Simultaneous repetition. The video shows someone doing it while walking, headphones on.
It looks intriguing. So Emily thinks, okay, why not? Let's try this.
Puts on her headphones, finds a simple English story.
And just starts repeating those first few lines. I wake up early in the morning.
I make a cup of tea. Basic stuff.
And the source makes it clear. It felt awkward at first. Her voice felt slow, clumsy.
Tongue not quite keeping up,
But, and this is the crucial part, is again, she was actually speaking English. For the first time, really.
That small act, it was huge, potentially breaking down years of inhibition.
Absolutely. And it catches on. 10
Yeah.
minutes that first night.
Then 20 the next, then 30. Pretty quick escalation.
The text says she spoke more English in that first week than in the last 5 years combined.
Which is incredible. It shows that focused, consistent practice really works.
It's not just about clocking hours. It's about that active engagement, building the habit.
Exactly. Consistent, even short bursts can be way more effective than like cramming occasionally.
We even get this funny little bit about her whispering English sentences at the bookstore.
While shelving books. Her coworkers must have thought she was nuts.
Gave her some funny looks, apparently, but she kept going.
That shows real commitment, pushing past that self-consciousness.
And she starts weaving it into her day.
Yeah.
Shadowing while walking, cleaning, cooking.
It's adaptable, right? You can do it alongside other things.
Then, a key moment. She walks past that same cafe again.
And sees a sign? Or
Yeah.
notices a class happening?
Yes, he's a shadowing class actually in progress. And she decides, okay, I'm doing this.
Takes a deep breath and walks in.
And her first real spoken interaction. Hi, I'd like to join.
Described as soft, but clear. And the teacher welcomes her right in.
That's a massive step, moving from private practice to a public setting.
Huge. And in the class, they read a short story together, repeating as a group.
She starts off quiet, then gets louder, finding the rhythm.
And that feeling of, wow, I'm not silent anymore. It's emotional, not just linguistic.
Totally. After class, she's tired, but her heart feels full. She actually spoke English in front of people.
And the teacher's advice is spot on. Don't worry about mistakes. Just speak. Speak again and again.
That's golden advice for any learner, isn't it? Output over perfection, especially early on.
It's about shifting your mindset away from fear of errors towards just participating. Crucial for confidence.
So back home, she keeps up the shadowing. Using this resource, daily routines, easy English for shadowing.
With her cat Momo watching, probably wondering what's going on.
And gradually, those sentences, they stop feeling foreign. They start feeling like hers.
That internalization is so important. It's not just memorizing. It's making the language part of you.
More intuitive, less conscious effort.
Right. But then the real world strikes.
Oh, yeah. The bookstore incident. A customer from Canada comes in.
Needs help finding an English book. A light romance novel, specifically.
And Emily just panics internally.
No.
That feeling.
We get this description of her trying to help, but it's hesitant, awkward.
It's a reminder, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Practice is one thing. Spontaneous conversation is another beast.
Very realistic portrayal. That gap between controlled practice and, well, real life.
And afterwards, she feels awful, embarrassed.
And that negative inner voice kicks in hard.
The voice,
Yeah.
telling you she sounded stupid, her grammar was terrible, all that stuff.
It hits her hard. That evening, she actually skips her shadowing practice. Just sits there.
Shows how much these moments can knock you back. It's emotional, this learning stuff.
Definitely not just intellectual. It's putting yourself out there, feeling vulnerable.
But then, something unexpected happened. A message from a classmate.
From the shadowing class, right? Praising her pronunciation.
Yeah. And they have this little chat about confidence, about being brave just for trying.
Peer support. It can make such a difference cutting through that negative self-talk.
It really can. That message gives her a boost.
And that same evening, she picks it back up, headphones on, echoing, I go to work by train.
That resilience is key.
Yeah.
Progress isn't a straight line, is it?
Never. Setbacks happen. The important thing is getting back to it.
So over the next few weeks, shadowing becomes this non-negotiable habit.
She even makes a rule for herself. Speak every day, even if it's just to yourself.
That consistency, even low stakes, builds such strong base.
Reinforces those neural pathways, makes speaking feel more normal. Talking to yourself helps too.
And she starts noticing more nuances, different accents.
Begins copying not just words, but rhythm, tone, even laughs.
It's deeper immersion now, beyond just repetition.
Getting the music of the language, the prosody, that's a big step.
And the source notes, the change isn't just technical. Something inside Emily is shifting.
It's personal growth, right? Increased self-belief, seeing herself differently.
Which probably fuels her next step, attending an English meetup at the library.
Bit of hesitation at the door, we hear. Understandable.
But someone greets her warmly. Hi, are you here for the English circle?
That welcome makes all the difference, lowers the barrier.
So she joins in, introduces herself. My name is Emily. I work at a bookstore. Basic stuff.
And people are friendly, receptive. It's another confidence boost in a social setting.
They play games, act things out, tell stories, ask questions, all in English.
And she makes friends, Yuna and Hana. Language learning becomes social, fun.
It highlights that connection aspect. It's not just about studying alone.
And she feels this surprise, like, wow, my English actually works in the real world.
Walking home, feeling this sense of freedom, maybe freedom from that old fear.
Could be, like the practice is actually paying off in a tangible way.
Her notebook entry that night says it all. Today, I joined a group, I spoke, I laughed, I made friends.
And she compares it to her earlier goal, I want to speak English. Now she writes,
Now I am. So simple, but so powerful.
huge shift in identity.
Then there's this smaller encounter, but still significant. A tourist from Scotland at the bookstore.
Asks if she speaks English.
And this time, it's a natural, yes, I do. No panic.
They chat. He compliments her clear English. She notices his accent. It's just normal.
That kind of everyday validation is gold.
Absolutely. And it leads her and her new friends, Yuna and Hana, to form their own practice group.
The Shadow Sisters, meeting up regularly at a cafe.
And it becomes more than practice, right? It's friendship, support.
That community element again. So crucial.
It really transforms the whole experience from a chore into something shared and enjoyable.
Okay, so one day she's shadowing and she hears this quote.
If you speak from the heart, someone will listen.
And it just clicks, really resonates, sparks an idea.
To make a video
Right.
of herself speaking English.
Yeah. She immediately texts Yuna and Hana about it. The quote shifted something, maybe.
Seems like it moved her focus from just skill to, like, authentic expression, sharing something personal.
So she tries to record it. But, that's hard. Feels self-conscious.
Deletes a few takes, probably. We've all been there.
But finally she gets out this really honest message.
Ah.
Hi, my name is Emily. I used to be afraid.
But I'm not afraid anymore. Wow. That takes guts.
Posting it, she's super nervous. Doesn't even check for comments right away.
Totally understandable. It's vulnerable.
But then, that first comment comes in. Someone saying they feel the same fear, but her video gave them hope.
Instant validation. Connection. It wasn't just shouting into the void.
That encourages her. She starts making more videos.
Getting gradually better, more confident. Adds subtitles.
And people start engaging more, asking for tips. It snowballs.
That cycle of creating, connecting, learning, it fuels itself.
Then she gets this one message that really hits home.
The one that says, your voice is soft, but it gives me strength.
Yeah, that's powerful feedback, isn't it? How perceived weakness can actually be inspiring.
It's about authenticity, right? Her quiet determination spoke volumes.
So she reflects on all this, and her notebook entry changes again.
From finding her voice to...
I found my voice.
Yeah.
Now I help others find theirs. A real shift in purpose.
Moving beyond herself, that's a big leap.
And then, bam, an email arrives. Unexpectedly.
From Speak Up International, what's that?
Some organization, seems like. They saw her videos, loved them.
And they invite her to be on an online panel. Real voices of English learners.
She's shocked. Debates it internally. It's a much bigger stage.
A huge step up in visibility and nerve-wracking, I bet.
But Yuna and Hana are super enthusiastic, cheering her on.
That support network again?
So she says yes. They send her the schedule, do a test call.
And the brief is simple, right? Just share your story. 5-7 minutes. In your own words.
Which probably helped focus on authenticity, not some formal presentation.
So the panel happens, she listens to others, then tells her story.
Including the details, discovering shadowing, whispering at work, the English circle, that first video.
The comment about her soft voice. Those specifics make it real.
They make it relatable, provide actual examples for others.
And her closing message is just perfect.
You don't have to be perfect. You just have to speak.
Oh.
Every day.
Even to yourself. And one day, someone will listen and say, thank you.
It nails the core of her journey. Simple, powerful advice.
And the response. Huge. Chat box blowing up. Tons of messages afterwards.
People really connected with her honesty.
And one message in particular was from someone whose story was just like hers.
Saying Emily's story made them believe they could speak too.
That's the ultimate impact, isn't it? Directly inspiring someone else like that.
Knowing your journey helps someone else take that first step.
So Emily realizes, wow, I can actually help people.
And her notebook entry reflects this new role. I used to be silent, now I speak, and now I lead.
It's a profound transformation, from learner to leader.
The momentum keeps building. Her online following grows, messages pour in from all over.
And then another opportunity. An email from a magazine editor.
A big English learning magazine. They want to interview her.
For an issue on real learners, real voices. Fits perfectly.
She's thrilled, obviously, accepts right away.
The interview is done by voice recording, which she finds easier.
Allows her to be more open. Explain how shadowing really helped her believe in her voice.
Sharing those personal insights, that's what makes it valuable for readers.
The article comes out. From whisper to voice. Emily's English journey gets great feedback.
And leads to another invitation. The magazine's podcast team wants her as a guest.
Her reply is just one word. Yes. Shows how far she's come, right?
Definitely no hesitation there, ready to share more widely.
And her notebook entry captures it beautifully. I once feared silence. Now I embrace the sound of my own voice.
What a powerful statement. From fear to embrace. That's the journey.
So the podcast recording day comes. She's a little nervous, sure, but mostly ready, excited.
The host makes her feel welcome, sets a good tone.
And Emily shares her key insights during the chat.
Her struggles, finding shadowing, that first video being a turning point.
The power of connecting with others, and that crucial advice.
Don't wait until you feel ready. You become ready by doing.
Such a great takeaway. Action creates readiness, not the other way around.
And the podcast, huge response. Really resonates with listeners.
There's this one message about someone who'd been learning for years, totally silent.
And Emily's story inspired them to finally speak to a coworker. For the first time ever.
Yeah. Talk about tangible impact. That's amazing.
It really shows the power of sharing your vulnerability. It unlocks something in others.
That feedback sparks another idea for Emily.
A live online shadowing session.
Exactly. She puts it out there, and the response is huge. Hundreds sign up from everywhere.
Wow. Shows the global need for this kind of supportive practice.
The first session, the English Circle, is apparently Really positive.
Emily's welcoming vibe, they shadow a simple story, people share experiences.
And it clicks. This isn't just practice, it's community. Friendship, support, hope.
So they become weekly things, themed sessions, creating this whole supportive ecosystem.
The circle grows, her impact expands. She gets a video message from a young learner in India.
Just reinforcing that global connection.
And her notebook sums it up. When we speak together, we grow together. My voice is yours, your voice is mine.
It's this beautiful sense of shared journey, collective growth, and you feel like it's just the start for her.
Right. The journey continues. Next up, an invitation to speak at a big international conference. Language learning focus.
Another level up, more visibility, more pressure maybe.
Definitely feels the fear again, but she's determined to prepare well.
That determination is a constant thread now.
She practices, doubts creep in, as they do.
But the English circle is there for her. Messages of encouragement.
That community support acting as an anchor again.
It really highlights the importance of that network she's built.
So she gives the speech, nervous at first, but delivers it clearly, shares her story, her tips.
And the audience responds really well. Another success.
The circle celebrates. But Emily has this internal realization.
That the real win wasn't the applause, but something inside.
Exactly, her notebook entry. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is moving forward despite fear.
That's such a mature understanding of resilience. Accepting fear, but acting anyway.
And this fuels her next big idea. An app.
To make shadowing even more accessible. Shadow speak.
Yep. She starts researching, connecting with developers. The circle supports her again.
Taking her passion and turning it into a practical tool, that's entrepreneurial.
And she gets feedback from a teacher in Kenya using the app in class. Positive feedback.
Which must feel amazing, seeing her idea actually working out there in the world.
Leads to the notebook entry. Dreams grow when we share them. Voices grow when we listen.
The connection between sharing, listening, and growth, it's a recurring theme.
Shadowspeak takes off. More messages from learners worldwide. Impact growing.
Which leads to the World Shadowing Day, a global online event.
Yeah, huge participation. Uniting learners everywhere through shared practice.
What a fantastic way to scale that sense of community.
Her closing message at the event is pure encouragement. Remember, every voice matters.
Every word you say is a step forward. Keep practicing. Keep dreaming. Simple, powerful stuff.
Then, a personal shift. She decides she wants to teach English abroad.
In Spain. Wow, putting herself back in the learner's shoes in a way.
Exactly. Gets into a program, goes over there, teaches, but also struggles with learning Spanish herself.
And her English circle is still there for her, supporting her through that learning curve, full circle.
She gets this touching thank you note from a student in Spain.
Makes her realize teaching is about connection, love, more than just grammar.
Her notebook. To teach is to give and to learn. Every voice I help grow also grows mine.
That reciprocity again. The teacher learns as much as the student.
She returns home, gets a warm welcome, and an offer.
To lead an advanced English shadowing course.
Yeah. Bringing her journey right back to where it started, but now as an expert leader.
They even give her a surprise plaque, acknowledging her impact.
Which prompts the reflection. Every voice has a story. Thank you for letting me share mine. Gratitude.
It's a moment of recognition, closing a chapter but opening new ones.
Her vision keeps expanding. A global community, new app features, workshops worldwide.
All focused on that joy of learning together.
Notebook. Learning is a journey without end, but together we can make it joyful.
That focus on joy and community is really central to her approach now.
Her work building that supportive online community really pays off. You see learners gaining confidence.
Initiatives, shared stories, like that message from the learner in Spain.
Yeah, really touching. Reinforces her belief. Together, our voices are louder. Together, we can speak the world.
Collective strength, shared goals, language as a bridge.
She has these moments of quiet reflection, too, on the whole journey.
Realizing it's about courage, persistence, and self-kindness.
Exactly. And acknowledging the support she received, whispering, "Thank you for believing in me."
It's that mix of inner strength and gratitude for external support.
She speaks at another big conference, her message clear and strong now.
No matter where you start, your voice matters. Keep practicing. Keep dreaming. You can speak the world.
So inclusive, so empowering.
Then she starts focusing on younger learners, developing a program, free workshops.
Getting great feedback from kids, which leads to every learner is a light waiting to shine. Together, we brighten the world.
Investing in the next generation, paying it forward.
But it's not all smooth sailing. There are setbacks.
Technical glitches with the app, personal challenges.
Yeah. Moments of doubt creep back in. It's realistic.
But her response is different now. Resilience kicks in.
She communicates honestly with her community about the problems.
And her notebook reflects that. Even storms bring new strength. Keep moving forward one word at a time.
Facing adversity with grace and persistence.
Her vision broadens further, making learning truly accessible.
Developing offline resources, partnering with local schools, libraries maybe.
Reaching those who might not have easy online access.
Notebook. Every voice deserves to be heard. Every learner deserves a chance. Commitment to equity.
Then a chance meeting with a big name in English teaching.
Leads to a collaboration. Planning a global English learning festival.
Joining forces, amplifying the message even further.
The festival happens. It's a huge success. Brings learners together.
A real celebration of language, community, and shared dreams.
Emily then decides to try live online classes. More direct connection.
Faces new challenges, tech issues, figuring out online teaching methods.
But she persists. The classes grow. Notebook. Every day is a chance to learn and share. Together, we rise.
Constant learning, adapting, sharing. That's her mantra.
Her first online workshop has a rocky start. Tech problems again.
But she handles it calmly. The shadowing exercise works out. Feedback is great.
Notebook. Mistakes and challenges are part of every journey. Keep moving forward with patience and heart.
Learning from setbacks, keeping perspective.
And she keeps nurturing that online community. Groups, video sharing, feedback sessions.
That shy learner in Spain sends another message showing their progress.
Yeah, leading to the thought. Together we are stronger. Together we find our voice. Community power.
Another conference speech, another success. Notebook. Fear is natural, but courage is stronger. Step by step, voice by voice.
She's really mastered articulating her philosophy now.
And she's learning to balance it all. Work, learning, personal life.
Notebook. Balance is the key. Small steps every day create big change. Sustainability.
She uses language to explore culture, too. Virtual exchanges, using shadowing for cultural understanding.
Notebook. Each language is a window to a new world, expanding horizons.
Even tackles a really difficult accent, gets frustrated, but recommits to practice. Patience.
Leans on the community. Notebook. Every struggle is a step forward. Strength grows through challenge. Growth mindset.
So that brings us towards the end of the narrative in our source.
Yeah, summarizing her arc. From that shy, silent learner to this confident speaker, teacher, global inspiration.
All starting with those small steps, that daily shadowing practice. It's incredible.
Her future plans mentioned writing books, courses, inspiring more people. The journey continues.
It's really a story about courage, growth, just sticking with it.
And that final notebook entry from the source really sums it up. Fluency is a path, not a destination.
Keep walking, keep dreaming.
Beautiful.
Mm.
Leaving or stepping into her future, voice strong, spirit fearless. It's such an inspiring story, isn't it?
Yeah.
A powerful illustration of what's possible.
Absolutely. Shows how much personal and communal change can come from just, well, starting
Yeah.
and keeping going.
So if we boil it down, what's the main takeaway here from Emily's story?
For me, it's the undeniable proof that consistent, focused practice like shadowing really works. It breaks down barriers and builds real confidence.
Right. It demystifies the process a bit. And it's not just about language, is it?
Not at all. Her journey shows that small, steady steps, plus the guts to face your fears, that can lead to amazing growth in any area you care about.
So maybe the question for you, listening right now, is this.
Yeah, what's one small thing you could do today?
Towards tackling a challenge you have or pursuing something you want to learn? Inspired by Emily.
Just that first step. Could be tiny, but take it. You genuinely never know where it might lead.